To everyone present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you on this special occasion. Today we are truly privileged and honored to welcome a visionary leader, a pioneering researcher, and a true inspiration in the field of technology. Dr. Abhilkarasan Raja, Director of IT at AstraZeneca, a globally recognized enterprise solution architect, and a renowned expert in robotics, Internet of Things, and digital transformation. With over 20 years of distinguished experience, Dr. Alvakaran Raja has been at the forefront of technological innovations, driving strategic IT initiatives that have transformed operations at a global scale. His work at AstraZeneca stands as a testament to how visionary leadership and technology can converge to bring about impactful change. Dr. Raja holds a PhD in robotics with applied AI, along with an MTech in robotics, and his academic pursuits reflect a deep commitment to leveraging science and technology for solving real-world problems. His groundbreaking research in artificial intelligence, natural language processing, emotion detection, smart city safety, and agricultural robotics is a shining example of how innovation can both advance and apply. We are indeed fortunate to have him here today at SA Engineering College to share his insights, his journey, and his vision for the future of technology. I am confident that his work will ignite inspirations and spark curiosity in the minds of all our budding engineers and researchers. On behalf of the management, faculty, and student community, I extend our warmest welcome to you, Dr. Adivakaran Raja. We are truly honored by your presence and we look forward to an enlightening and thought-provoking session with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nalini, for your inspiring welcome. Thank you. Good morning, all participants. Let it be the interactive session. Thank you for joining in. So, what is your expectation out of this session as a whole? I would like at least a few members to introduce themselves who are on the meeting at the moment and then tell us what is the expectation or what is the expected outcome of this meeting. I need at least 3 volunteers to introduce themselves and then say what is the expected outcome of this meeting. What is their expectation of this meeting? Hey, it's a question for you all. Again, if you are silent, it's not a right sign in the morning. Hope you are able to hear me clearly.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. I want at least 3 members in the audience to introduce themselves and then say that what is their expectation out of this session. Okay, silence, which means you are not expecting anything out of this session. Shall I take it in this way? So otherwise, unmute option is not given to everyone. Okay, let's move ahead. We'll have this as a monologue otherwise. Hello. If someone want to speak, introduce themselves now. Okay, I think no. I'll continue the discussion. Okay, the topic given is a procedural smart city. what is the role of AI in that? We need to decode the subject in such a way that we need to understand first what is a smart city, what is AI, what do you mean by generative procedures or procedural smart city. These three topics we need to discuss in a separate way. First, we'll talk about what is a smart city. Then we will move on to use of AI in the smart city. And then what do you mean by procedural smart city? What do you mean by generative procedures used in the smart city? We'll discuss the overall topic into three segments. First, so what do you mean by smart city? As you all aware, the term smart, which means something more than natural sense, which we'll call it as smart, which means whether you are calling a city as smart, that defines city is having something more than the normal operations. Have you ever seen the word something, some city is called as smart? Even in India also, in the news recent years, we are calling some of the cities as smart cities. And then we could see that many banners or artifacts kept within the city through which we are understanding it as a smart city. We could have seen that high love and then city names kept in many of the places within the smart cities. Okay, that's how within our country also we have many smart city initiatives happening. From that perspective, I would like to continue the discussion about what is a smart city. A smart city means use of technology to solve our day-to-day problems which are happening in the city. Either it can be of small switching on, switching off the traffic light or street lights, managing the complex traffic situations, or planning the entire city. All those things we are calling it as smart city. To be more precise, we are using sensors or computers to analyze the data which is collected out of various forms. Either it can be a traffic data or light data, rain, temperature, all those information we are collecting using sensors or computers, and then analyze the data to take a decision through which the city can be in a better position. The outcome of smart city results in safer streets. Definitely we'll have some cleaner air to breathe. On a whole, it results in happier citizens. That's the main objective of smart city, to make our citizens' life happier and then in a better living conditions. Now we understood that what do you mean by a smart city? The role of AI in smart cities. Before getting deeper, you need to understand what is AI. So AI is the short form of the term artificial intelligence, where we are collecting data from various sources, and then with the data, we are predicting something, whether to take a decision, yes or no type of answers, or predicting a numerical value. For an example, you are collecting a data of temperature, light intensity from the city, and then you are predicting whether to switch on the street light or not. You are predicting the vehicle movement data from the traffic flow. Based on that, taking a decision whether to switch on the green signal or to switch on the red signal. Okay, these kind of decisions through the data, we are making sure artificial intelligence algorithms are learning and then executing. You might be having a question how the algorithms are learning from the flow of traffic, for an example, how to switch on the green light, green signal, or how to switch on the red signal. For the past occurrence, whatever happened in the same city or across the country, taking a data of past occurrences and then training the algorithm whether to predict either in a yes manner or in a no manner. Another example, rain prediction. Will it rain today or not? So what is the base for the prediction? For the last 100 or 150 year, all the rain seasonal data is been collected from the meteorological department, and then the algorithm is trained in such a way that if the situation is based on the past occurrences in a similar nature, then it may rain today. Okay, that's a prediction. Similarly, now you understood that what is the role of artificial intelligence. Now you understood that what is artificial intelligence. Now coming back to the role of artificial intelligence in smart cities, how can we use AI in a better manner for smart cities? Either it can be predicting a traffic flow. Another classic example is energy savings. Now you are walking inside a building, either it can be your school or college or polytechnic. Now, whether to switch on the light in that place or not, that's one of the classic example. Depends on the movement of an individual, the light can be switched on. That's there existing for 10 15 years for now. It's been there for the last 20 years, I could say. But the intensity of the light also can be controlled, depends on how many people are there in the room. For an example, if you have only 10 people in the room, the intensity can be X lumens. If you have 20 member in the team, the intensity can be Y lumens. That's how the intensity of the light inside the building also can be controlled using AI. With that, we can save definitely a lot of energy. At least 20-30% can be saved while controlling the energy depends on the number of people available in the room. Third point, maintenance. Definitely we'll have so many actions to take in terms of maintaining a particular infrastructure, either it's a city or a separate building or it's a huge campus. We'll have many actions like validating the cracks in the pipes or preventing some breakdown through sensors. All those things can be controlled using AI. The data can be collected through sensors, and then AI can predict whether the particular equipment is going to malfunction in the near future or not. Definitely, AI can offer some personal touch alerts. It can give some periodical updates. For an example, it's a traffic flow. Now you are getting it through Google Maps while driving. It's been a huge topic in that particular area. Let's avoid this route, and then the traffic can be diverted through another route where the traffic flow or intensity is very less. So all those things AI can help. This is called as personal touch. It will be useful for our day-to-day personal actions. We are calling it as a personal touch. So apart from this, the next action you need to know or learn what is procedural generation. So till now we understood that what is a smart city and then what is a AI, what do you mean by AI, how AI can help in smart city. We saw some real time examples. Now coming back to what is procedural generation. We need to understand what do you mean by procedural generation in terms of smart cities. The term procedural generation, it's for building things with rules. We understood that what are all the constituents of smart city. To make it work properly, we need to generate some rules. Otherwise, we need to build some rules. Those rules are called as procedures for smart cities. On a whole, our topic is called as AI assisted procedural generation for smart cities. We are going to generate some rules through which AI is going to work for the betterment of smart cities. That's the entire topic is connected. Now we are going to discuss about procedural generation, which means how are we going to generate the procedure for activating AI within the smart cities. For an example, in the video game, you can create new worlds every time when you play. But in cities, in contrast, procedural generation means creation of plan for a building or creation of plan for a park, creation of plan for a road. All those things are comes under procedural generation. These things cannot be executed or planned within a same day instantly, but with the help of AI, the planning can be made quicker. And then a lot of planners create different layouts for the urban planning. For an example, a new township is planned next to the city. Take this an example. Now within the township, we need to plan a layout of all the roads, all the underground drainage, all the power cables, and then street lights, and also the planning for parks and the planning for the building constructions. All those things are called as procedural generation, which are done through AI in the smart city. That's how we will call it as procedural generation in the AI era. Let's imagine a button through that hundreds of city design already the cities which are designed through AI or can be seen. Is it not a easy thing to do? For an example, somewhere in the world, in USA or in UK, United Kingdom, a smart city is generated. Now through AI algorithm, the same data is being fed into the algorithm. While we are generating something for the smart city, whatever has been done in UK or USA, we can refer to it and then generate something new. This is the case. Is it not interesting? Definitely yes. It will be interesting, which means through AI algorithm, we can train the algorithm in such a way that whatever the actions which are done for the other cities across the globe, so that a new member while training for the procedural generation, that will be useful. Need not go through planning of a city or a layout from the scratch. We can use the existing model which is adopted in some other country and then get going. As we all mentioned or discussing throughout the last 15 minutes, AI is having an important role in the procedural generation of the smart city. How AI can how AI can learn from the data. As I mentioned, for an example, the same procedural city is generated in Dubai or in USA, some other country. The AI algorithm can be trained using the data which are already generated in real time in some other country, which means without even building a actual layout, physical building or physical street lights, street layouts or parks, we can create a virtual layout of the entire smart city through AI algorithm itself, and then we can create some digital twin out of a virtual layout. Hope you all might have heard the term called digital twin, which means creating the exact replica of particular layout or particular building in a virtual manner. In a realistic virtual reality also is a form of digital twin. For an example, you might be given a headset in a particular manner. After wearing the headset, you can see that what are all the virtual reality manner itself, a particular layout, complete navigation of the layout, complete indoor vision of the layout, or for this educational institution, SA Engineering College or Arts and Science College, we can create a virtual reality map so that people can wear the VR glasses and then view complete real estate of the facility or what all the things which are available there, including the indoor navigation. So everything can be created and then viewed virtually. This is called as digital twin. AI can create a digital twin of a procedural city, smart city itself, which means before even creating something in real, we can view everything in a virtual manner and then make sure whether it's whether it can be developed properly or not. Now, if you are seeing something in an imaginary world through virtual reality platforms, you can easily justify that same thing can be adapted in a real environment or not. Before even building or constructing a park, you can visualize what will happen if a park comes in this area. For an example, even now, when you are shopping through some of the shopping carts like Amazon, Flipkart, there is a functionality you can view the particular object in your room. For an example, you are purchasing a laptop table or computer table. Now, through the platform in Amazon itself, there is an option to view this particular image of a computer table as an overlay in your existing room itself and then see how it will look like. So all those things are generated using AI under the algorithm of procedural generation. Just few examples, whatever I quoted. Definitely through AI, we can see the future of simulating how the changes may impact our daily life. Everything can be simulated using AI without even building something. We can simulate and then see how AI can be helpful. This will be helpful to our planners who are planning the smart city. They can definitely see that the entire architecture behind this through the previously planned data back through some other countries we might have planned the same actions. With that, the planners now currently who are planning for the smart cities can be able to understand how it can be planned and then understand the real situations. There are some examples in the world at the moment where the smart cities have been built and then executed properly. Whatever in India we are calling it as a smart city, it's just a beginning. But in these examples I have quoted in Singapore, Finland, definitely it's way ahead of whatever the planning we have done as part of smart cities. In Singapore, for an example, the smart city uses AI to predict traffic jams and efficiently en route the vehicles. Now, this is being carried out as an alert mechanism in the Google Map. But Singapore uses this for real time in the traffic dashboard itself or traffic signal itself. We'll be having the rerouting option. For an example, a road A is full of vehicles at 10 a.m. Now, immediately there will be a notification sent to all the vehicle owners, or a display will be there in the traffic light itself mentioning that this road is going to be heavily crowded. Don't use this road. Instead, you can use some other road. So, all those things are as part of real life inspiration, which is happening in Singapore. In another city, Helsinki in Finland, they created a digital twin of the whole city to test virtually. As we discussed a few minutes ago, you all might be now having an understanding what do you mean by digital twin. Creating a virtual reality of complete platform or city through a digital platform which is called as digital twin. For an example, you all having a street light in our area. Now think of a situation. There is a central virtual command center in our local electricity board office, which states what all the street lights are in operational, whether the street lights is currently switched on or off. If you're having a real-time dashboard in our electricity board office, then it's very easy for all of us. A particular street light is malfunctioning or it's functioning correctly. All those things can also be viewed from the dashboard itself. Or if there is a issue in a current street, then the notification will go to the person or who is the maintenance person equipped or designated maintenance person for a particular area. Then the person can come and visit the particular street light along with pole number as given in the description and see whether the street light is really having a challenge or the digital twin is malfunctioning. Now, currently, what is happening in real time scenario? If a particular street light is not switched on or not glowing at a particular time, we all will go to local electricity board office and then write as a complaint in the register. That's how we are doing. Based on the complaint, the particular designated helper will come and see our street and then fix the challenge. Instead of that, think of a situation, a digital twin of our complete street layout, which is there in the electricity board office itself, wherein a person can monitor all the street light status, whether it's switched on or not. That's the first status, whether it's functioning properly or not. With these things, if something is not functioning, immediately the person can visit the premises and then fix it, validate it, fix it immediately. I- Before even someone sees it physically and then complains it. Is it really interesting? Definitely it is. All those things will come in shortly as part of smart city projects. It's been in action in other cities, as I'm quoting as an example of Singapore, Helsinki in Finland. All are real life examples which are happening at the moment. Very soon, these things might come to India as well. Now, as an example, till now we are discussing how AI helps to design a smart city or smart neighborhood. We discussed earlier how AI is designing a particular action. For an example, the smart city which is already built in Singapore, you will be having a complete data about how do we build the smart city, how we have built it already, what are all the challenges we have faced while building it, what is happening currently in the smart city. Everything has been collected as a numerical data through various sensors, surveys, including where people live in the smart city, where our shops are available in the smart city, where we have some recreational parks are there, and then what is the noise level in each and every area, what is the sunshine there in the city, even the people want to take what is a road in the smart city, what road the people want to take. All those data over the period of some time, say for example 5 years, 10 years, the complete data will be collected from an existing smart city. That is the first step. Second step, after the data collection, AI can decide on the priorities, which one to prioritize for a particular smart city. Now we have a data of Singapore. While we are building a smart city in India, our planners need to decide what is most priority for us. Either it can be of livelihood of our people, or recreational parks for relaxation, or to construct a shop in a particular area. All those things can be designed and then planned. Now, while planning of a new city, the data what you have collected using AI algorithms in the previous cities, that comes in handy. Now, what we can do with the data? You will be having a question in your mind. The data is collected, it's all set, but what can we do with the data? It's simple to answer. The data can simulate an virtual platform. For an example, the smart city is which is created in Singapore. We have collected the data, and then if you want to create a similar city in Chennai, with the Singapore data, add some local variables pertaining to Chennai, then compare Singapore and Chennai. After comparing, based on the data available for Singapore and the local variable data collected for Chennai, create a comprehensive plan for Chennai, and we can virtually simulate the plan which is created for Chennai. All those things can be done using AI. Build virtually first. That's what we discussed. Planners can create a 3D model virtually first and then visually view the virtual plan. After viewing the virtual plan, then the real time design can kick in. It's easy to understand. Create the virtual plan first, then the real time design can kick in. Instead of planning from the beginning, we are creating a virtual plan using the previously collected data through AI algorithms and then extrapolate the same plan in a real time manner for the current process. As and when you want to make any changes, definitely you can make changes from the existing plan. It's not necessary that whatever the data we have collected from the previous iterations should be used as it is. We can definitely make some changes to the data using local variables and adapt the entire plan based on the local variable using a global constraint and then plan it for the local cities. Now you'll be having a question. What are all the benefits of AI generated procedural smart cities? We discussed till now what do you mean by procedural, what do you mean by smart city first, and then what do you mean by AI, how AI can help in generating procedures for smart cities, what is the complete workflow, what do you mean by digital twin, how digital twin can be help creating smart cities, what do you mean by virtual reality, how VR can be helpful for planning and layouts. With all those things, now we are converting those things into benefits of AI generated smart cities. Definitely, the city planning can be more faster and in an efficient manner, no doubt about it. Instead of building something and then realizing the benefit, without even building something, we are directly looking at the benefits, which means we are planning in a faster manner. And then better use of resources. What do you mean by better use of resources? Instead of creating something physically, we are creating the virtual reality platform using AI generated procedurals and then viewing the virtual reality platform, take a decision accordingly whether to build the particular thing in the real physical world or not. Now, take a scenario before 30 years. If you want to view or plan a particular city, you need to at least lay the roads or plan for street lights, everything. Now, with the use of virtual reality, we can view as like a street light is available in this area or the road layout. Otherwise, a tree is planted at the left side of the road or the building height. Everything can be viewed using VR platforms. So we can better use of the resources. Greener living is the definite benefit of smart city. What do you mean by greener living? We can maximize the green coverage, we can plant more trees, and then involvement of community. Definitely, before finalizing a design itself, we can get the input from the people who are going to live in the particular area. In reality, what is happening now, only after the construction is over, people can move and then shift into it. But in terms of virtual reality platforms, we can simulate people living conditions in a virtual platform itself before even start constructing, which means we are involving as a community within the platform for the creation of better smart cities which can helpful for our living being. It can definitely improve the living standards of human being using the AI assistance. So what are the challenges do you anticipate in this entire activity? So each and every new action definitely that will bring some challenges also. So what are all the challenges do you think the smart cities can bring? Definitely we are using AI for building the smart cities, which means AI can bring some output only based on the past data, which means if you are giving some junk data to a algorithm, AI will hallucinate and then create some improper output. In this case, the planning will not be proper. That's also one of the challenges we need to think of. Second challenge is the data privacy. When we are loading huge number of data from point A to point B, AI algorithms are getting trained using the data. There is a challenge of some hackers in the middle intersecting and then taking our data away for some other purpose. Third, human touch is missing. Previously, whatever thing we do, we'll think of some human touch, which means the humans are planning for our own future. Now, instead of humans, a robot or a algorithm is planning on our behalf, which means human touch is missing here. Next is too much of resilience. We need to make sure planners, citizens, leaders stay involved in the planning activity. Even though the planning is completely done by a algorithm, we need to always keep human in the loop. There is a saying in the AI algorithm itself, always need to have human in the loop. Wherever we need to take some decisions, all those things we need to keep human in the loop. These are all the challenges we could think about while we are talking about smart cities and their procedural plans. Now, we all discussed till now about what is smart city, what is the role of AI in smart city, what is AI and digital twin, how virtual reality platforms can help our planners. All those things we discussed. Now, after all those discussion, what is your role in building tomorrow's smart city? As an young engineers or as a budding engineers or future scientist, what is your role in tomorrow's smart cities? If you are really interested to discuss and then answer these questions, you are welcome to unmute and then answer yourself. What do you want in your dream city? What are the things you could think of in your dream city? Otherwise, I will put the question in different way. If you are a planner for a smart city after completing your engineering, what do you think better in the smart city? What all things you want it to be in the smart city? Either it can be more parks, more bike lanes, or smart recycling, everything. So, what are the things you could think of a smart city while you are planning for it? It's a question for you. If you are really interested to discuss, you can unmute yourself and then answer for the question. Or else, while I have seen in the beginning, you are not interested to answer, I will continue this as a monologue. Second, school subjects like coding, design, geography, and science can all help a city to plan in a better manner. Definitely, these smart cities are part of our curriculum in school itself. This will help in to dream bigger. If you are a city planner, if otherwise if you are an architect or a data scientist for building a algorithm or a simple citizen who speaks up and help to design a better community, this is a question for you. What you want to be part of in your dream city? It's a question for you. If you are a planner or an architect, otherwise a AI engineer who are building the algorithm for predicting the future in the city, what do you want to be in your dream city? With AI, even teenagers can contribute ideas for building dream smart city. For an example, you can go through what is there in the other countries. We discussed about Singapore, Finland, What do you want from Singapore or Finland to be part of the smart cities in India? That's a question. That should be the dream of budding young engineers or scientists in our country. Now, as part of open discussion, I would like to raise few questions, even though you are not going to answer for my questions. What do you wish your city did better? For an example, you might be living in a smart city at the moment. Within Tamil Nadu, there are many smart cities. Even we could see Madurai is one of the smart city, or Tuticorin is one of the smart city. Wherever we have the signboards, I love the city name, all those cities are part of smart city project. Now, from this perspective, what do you wish your city did better from smart city management perspective? That's one of the question I would like to discuss. The second point, can you think of a way AI could help make your city safe or greener, or else whether it's having more fun fact? Fun fact means here recreational parks, more parks in the smart city, more greener zones, or it's improving the standard of living. What do you think? Which way AI could help the city to be built as a smarter way? The third question, what do you trust a computer can help to plan your neighborhood? Definitely, AI algorithms can be running in the computers, but apart from that, computer can be used in many ways in planning. Complete drafting of the plan can be done using computer. Before 30-40 years, the planning can be done using complete drafter, pencil. Instead of that, currently entire plan can be done using computer with sophisticated softwares. How much you use coding, math, or science to solve a city problem? Using whatever you are studying in the school or a college or a polytechnic, how are we going to use the subject knowledge, whatever you have gained, to solve a real time problem in the city? Now, these are all four questions I want each one of you to think, at least not answering at the moment. I want you to think and then come up with some better ideas which can derive, which can help us to build more smart cities in future. As an example, while we discussed while during the beginning of this session, that complete street light can be switched on, and then the intensity of the street light can be controlled through AI itself, depends on the number of people movement on the street. For an example, the people, the number of people walking in the street at the moment at 6 p.m. say for an example, it's only 30. So in this case, the street light can be switched on using X lumens. Now, after some time, say for example 7 p.m., the number of people using the street has increased and then it become 70. Now in this scenario, the street light should be more brighter. Now AI algorithm can increase the brightness of the street light, depends on the environmental variables. In this case, the number of people who are walking on the street or the vehicle density, the street light can be increased to X plus Y lumen. So all those things can be decided by AI algorithm itself. So you are the young scientist or young engineers or the members need to create algorithms for these things and then make our city more smarter. So I'm open for questions if you are interested. So you can have some question and answer session. I know you are all reluctant to speak throughout the session. So any questions from audience? Okay. Silence, I am taking it as no questions. So I'm requesting each one of you to, yes, please.
Students, if anyone is having any doubts regarding, you can ask. You can unmute your session and you can answer. You can ask your doubts.
So any questions related to smart city or how AI algorithm can be helpful for the smart
Yes,
city?
sir.
You can ask your questions.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, I can.
Sir, what's the process of proceeding, sir? We understood that it is possible to build procedural structure that and all. But what's the process that we should do to learn these things, sir?
Okay. No, these things can be learned in your curriculum itself. Otherwise, there are many open source materials also available. Many open source libraries are available. Take an example of a programming language, Python. So Python is the widely used programming language to plan a smart city. Either if you are controlling a street light in the city or you are planning in an extensive way, the Python is having frameworks for everything. First, try to learn Python as a programming language, and then you need to look for libraries which are pertaining to the respective smart city modules. For an example, you are getting a data from a sensor. There also we need to learn some particular libraries or frameworks within Python. Now learn Python as a generic way, then try to learn the libraries which are used for smart cities or procedural generation, all those things. Third, try to mix everything completely and then create a package out of it. To test your package, there are many open source libraries also available. Now I could say one of the platform called Kaggle, Kaggle. It's having huge data sets of smart cities also. You can search in Google Kaggle, Kaggle, wherein within that you can search using a keyword called smart city or Python sensor data. You can type sensor data or layout data. All those keywords you can search for data, wherein the same kind of research which are done in other countries or other continents, data is available in the Kaggle web page itself. You can download the data and then use it while creating your own model in Python. Use the data to train the model, and then you can simulate something simple, switching on the switching off the street lights. Those are all some easy activities you can see. Keep a sensor that can detect the temperature or light intensity in a particular region or the vehicle movement. Otherwise the human movement depends on that. You can switch on switch off the light, or you can increase the intensity. You can do my basic summary here is learn Python first and then learn the libraries which are pertaining to smart city within Python, and then download the data points using websites called Kaggle, and then try to train your own algorithm, whatever you learned using Python, and then implement it. It's not easy, but not impossible also. As a young engineers, definitely you can able to do it. Any questions? Those who want to connect with me for future discussions, yes, scan this QR code and then we can connect through LinkedIn network professionally. Any questions you can ping me in LinkedIn platform also. I am happy to answer whenever I am available. Yes, please.
Sir, as you said that smart city is now updated and as you said. So when will be implemented in this India?
Now, when will be implemented? That's a government decision, right? I am not
No,
connected to
as
government.
prediction.
Prediction. Okay. Prediction within 3 years, I could see that now there is a tag called smart city, which is there. in most of the cities. What we are doing as a part of smart city, we are making the city more cleaner, more lively to live, and then more dust free, and then we are controlling pollution within the smart cities. All those things are happening at the moment itself. But instead of that, some sophisticated things, and definitely I could see in near future, maybe within 3 years, you could see similar to the things what is there in Singapore. At least in implementation perspective, in few cities, definitely it will happen. Just my prediction, but all depends on our government authorities. Procedural cities are purely depends on government authority to implement.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's my privilege to deliver the word of thanks on this memorable occasion. On behalf of SA Engineering College, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Arigukarasan Raja, Director of IT at AstraZeneca, for gracing us with his presence and sharing such valuable insights into the world of AI, IoT, robotics, and digital transformation. Your inspiring talk has truly enlightened and motivated all of us, especially our students, to think bigger and aim higher. We are deeply thankful for your time, your wisdom, and the real world perspective you have brought to our campus today. I would like to thank our respected principal, faculty members, and enthusiastic students who made this session a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Take care. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for
Thank
all your
you.
valuable inputs to the students. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.